This video is for the second knowledge organiser on direct proportion. What I would like you to do is watch this video, use it to work through the examples from page 1, try the questions from page 2, then complete any Maths Watch work set. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at different types or other types of direct proportion. Yesterday we focused solely on linear direct proportion, so that was where our graph was a straight line. And today we're going to look at what happens when we have squares, cubes and square roots. So in terms of how we would work with this, there isn't a massive difference. If a is directly proportional to the square of u, we write our equation as a is proportional to u squared and then a equals ku squared. If a is directly proportional to the cube of u, we write that as a is proportional to u cubed, so a equals ku cubed. If h is directly proportional to the square root of g, then h is proportional to the square root of g, h equals k, the square root of g. So all we have to do is include our powers. In fact, the way that we would solve this doesn't change at all when we're working through this. So if we look at this question, it says p is directly proportional to the square of d. Given that p is 125, d is 5, then you're asked to find out p when d equals 7. So we'd start off with this statement here, and we just write out our statement for proportionality. So we say p is proportional to d squared, p therefore equals k d squared, and then we take our values from here and we substitute them in. Okay, so we say 125 equals k times 5 squared. We say 125 equals k times 25, and then we divide through by our 25 to work out k, and we say k equals 5. We then put that back into here and we work out that p equals 5d squared. Okay, we now have to substitute d equals 7. And we say p equals 5 times 7 squared, which is the same as saying 5 times by 49. And then we work that out. And if we work that out, that's going to give us 245. Okay. Now, we're then asked to work out d when p equals 2,500. Now this does make things a little bit more complicated. Again, we start off with our formula, okay? And our formula for this is going to be p equals 5d squared. And we're told that p equals 2,500, okay? So we say 2,500 equals 5d squared. Okay, we then divide through by 5, so we say 2,500 all over 5 equals d squared. When we divide through by 5, what gives us there is 500, which is d squared. You then have to square root this, okay? So whereas before we would get to this point and that would be our answer, when we're rearranging it, it's an extra step. So you do the square root of 500, which equals d. Okay, that gives us our two answers. So we say that d equals plus or minus, and I'm going to round this to 2 decimal places, 22.36. Okay, and remembering that there's two answers because when you square root 500 you get the negative answer and the positive answer. What I would like you to do is use this video to complete the questions from page 2 of your knowledge organiser and any Maths Watch work set at home. Thank you.